Hey team, I hope you had a great long weekend and that you got my email. I think it was Friday about how to find comments because I've commented on your bios and your pitches, and hopefully you guys all received replies. Those were due Sunday night. So you should be at a place, and this is kind of what I said in the messaging as well, where you can make a decision. And the decision is just where to begin. So maybe some of you are already cruising on that. But the point is that you put forth these different ideas for pitches, and I want you to choose one. And really, unless I gave you some kind of feedback that said, that one's not, that one's a no-go, which I don't think I said to anyone, I just gave you guys advice, then it's up to you. And you have to consider input from the editor, input from your test readers, which is each other, and then consider yourself and consider sources, all those things from even the pitches videos that I put forth last week. So tonight you make a plan, and that just means essentially that you need to know what you're choosing, and you need to hop in and answer some questions and submit that. The plan assignment for this first session is going to be pretty slim because it's a one day. I warned you guys it was up and coming, but it is pretty fast for me to be like, good morning, and get this to me tonight. And yet it really is just a way to get the ball rolling. So it's not an assignment that you need to read and then prep and spend time on and then submit. You really should just dive in and do it and get it to me. It's not going to go to the board. But what is going to the board is Thursday, you are going to submit a copy. And there are pretty clear instructions on the board explaining how to do that. So you create this actual draft of your composition and put that onto the board as a link, and all the info is there. But just the most important key to success in that space is just go through the list of things like it's a checklist. So title, check. Summary of the project, check. Image, check. Link to document, check. Shortened bio, check. I think those are the ones off the top of my head. That's what I'm going to do with your work. So you might as well just prep it all. And that'll be a routine for our freelancers community. So once you kind of establish that, you'll just do it again. And then by Sunday, you'll write your first review. Again, there are detailed instructions about how to make a review as a fellow freelancer, but that'll be a reply within that discussion board. You'll be checking out someone else's copy and responding to it with your input, help, feedback, praise, questions, potential, kind criticisms, that kind of stuff. So we'll really be just practicing all of this right now. I don't want you to be worried about, am I doing a good enough job? The good enough that you should be focused on right now is just the instructions. That's what you have. And until I provide more, that's all you need. And I won't be going around being punitive. I'll just be saying, hey, make sure you don't forget this, don't forget that. Thank you, good job. And here's what we can all do a little better next time. So in case I, just rushed through that Thursday deadline of a copy to the discussion board and stressed you out, which is very natural for all of us as writers, myself included. I still feel that way when I know, it's due. I want to clarify that because this quarter is really jam-packed. Last quarter, I taught English 101, and it was 11 weeks long, plus finals week. This one's 10 plus finals week, and we started on a Wednesday, so it's really a 9.5-week quarter. I needed to keep that copy deadline on this Thursday. And my compromise, and it's a little loose, but just hear me. This is why you got to watch these videos. If the copy isn't done, that's okay. The point is that you're providing your progress thus far. If it's not done by Thursday, you really should keep fine-tuning and adding to it, probably over the weekend through to next Tuesday. That's when it really should be done. But essentially, you should begin free writing tonight. You should maybe aim for halfway done by Thursday, but done enough to share. And then maybe a part of your sharing, you could include still working on this paragraph, or haven't yet written my conclusion. That way, as reviewers, you guys see where each other is at. But I think there's going to be a lot of value in posting our copies before they're finished, because seeing how each other handle that process, what the product looks like while it's still in process, is helpful. And for those of you who are I can't share it unless it's done and I'm just going to crank it out, that's okay too. It just gives you more time to do that fine tuning later. But I'm cool with everyone being different. I don't know why I would be any other way. And my video is stalling out now. It's not liking me. So there's one more thing. One of your requirements as freelancers this quarter is to attend editorial meetings. So this is where you, as the writer, the freelancer, just meet one-on-one to receive very focused attention from me. Some of those meetings will include an agenda that I've pre-prepared, like some things I want to make sure we cover. It might also just be you guys coming in and having prepared questions. These editorial meetings can be held in person in my office, or they can be held via Zoom. And if we had some kind of bind, we could do via phone. But those first two methods are preferred. They are required. If you have some extenuating circumstance where you're like, I can't make that happen, send me an email right away so that we can start negotiating and discussing what that is and how we're going to make up for it. Because I had 2 writers last quarter that this was an issue for, and I just really feel like if we can address it early, we can take care of it. But these meetings are really valuable for me as the editor to learn more about the writers in this group, and then provide more helpful guidance as your editor. And also, I think for each individual writer, because instruction as like a template for the whole group, it's nice. It's not as facilitating in terms of like deep and authentic learning for you guys. So for instance, I could say at the end of week 3, everyone will review this learning resource together and learn these skills. But depending on what you're writing, where you're coming from, everybody might need to start with a different resource to develop their writing. So that's why we're going to do it this way with editorial meetings. You can meet with me on Wednesday or Thursday from 1 to 3, or next Monday or Wednesday from 1 to 3. So I will be pushing out at least this week's stuff, and then very soon next week's sign-up sheets for you to get on there and just, plot your name into those spaces. Yeah, I think that's all for the week. If you come this week, it'll probably be more about generating ideas. If you come next week, it'll be maybe more looking at kind of beginning to polish a draft. You guys decide. I'm trying to give you lots of opportunities and agency within our sessions and cycles. I'm done. Have a great week. I can't wait to see what you decide and to actually get into the work of writing and creating. Remember that you're trying to produce a project for yourself that engages you. So that's up to you. Set this up in a way where it feels rewarding, not just for earning a grade or completing the credits, but maybe you get something deeper out of it, some chance to like self-reflect or process or learn something you've always wanted to learn. And, get into the zone, light a candle, turn on the twinkly lights or whatever, go under the fluorescence if that's what you're into. Grab your favorite blanket, drink your favorite tea. I don't know, I'm probably just selling my own writing process here, but the point is figure out what works for you. If you figure it out now in this course, if you explore it, it's going to help you in all of the other courses and spaces where writing is asked of you. And I really want to set you guys up for future success. All right, I will talk to you soon.